Hey there, welcome to another Two-Wheeled Wednesdays. Today we're up in Northern California. We're at the very northern edge of Humboldt County, a couple miles north of Oric, about halfway between Crescent City and the Eureka Arcata area. And today we're going to do a fun adventure through the Redwoods. We're in Redwood State Park and Redwood National Park, as a matter of fact. Right now we're at Elk Meadows day use area. We're going to ride some trails, some single track, some gravel, and the reason we're here today of all days is it's the first Saturday of the month, and from October through April, the Park Service closes Newton B Drury Parkway to cars. And it's the old coastal highway, goes through some old growth forests. It's spectacular, and it's just for bikes and hikers. So we got a fun day planned. It's going to be a whole Redwood adventure. Okay, ready? Come on, let's go. Okay. Well, let's start out with a climb, huh?
Here's today's route. After Elk Meadow, we head west on gravel road for about 1.5 miles and then turn north onto single track, which brings us back to gravel and then onto the Newton B Drury Parkway. We take the parkway north all the way to the end and turn around. We leave the parkway at Elk Prairie State Park and ride a nice 2-mile gravel section back to Elk Meadow. All in all, it's about 25 miles with close to 2,000 feet of climbing.
So this is Davidson Road. We'll get to Davidson Trail later. I wonder who Davidson was. But this road goes out to the beach. It goes out to Gold Bluffs Beach or something like that. So we're going to cut off before it gets there on a trail that'll take us to Davidson Trail. It's called Strelo Trail, and I don't know who Strelo was either. But first we have a hill to get up and over. More climbing ahead. Fuck, this is steep. Oh, here we go. Strelo Creek, Davidson Prairie, Elk Prairie. Yeah, this looks fun. Yeah, we had a little storm here over the last couple days. Actually, Newton B Drury Parkway was closed even yesterday due to high winds and strong winds and lots of rain. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're climbing over a few pieces of downed branches or small trees.
The weather kept the crowds low. I did this Clos Road ride on a beautiful day back in the spring of 2023, and there were hundreds of us. This year, there were just a couple dozen. The Newton B Drury Parkway is about 10 miles long and takes you through thousands of acres of old-growth redwood trees. There's more than a dozen trails and pullouts along the way, with interpretive signs and audio boxes that tell about the human connection with the trees, the ecology of the forests, and the history of the indigenous Yurok people who lived in the area for countless generations. The parkway is named in honor of 20th century redwood conservation advocate Newton B Drury, who's been credited with the protection of most of the remaining redwood forest today. He was the executive director of Save the Redwoods League from 1919 to 1939. He was the director of the National Park Service from 1940 to 1951. And then after that, he was the director of California Parks and Beaches from 1951 to 1959. For 40 years, he fought for the forests. And when he was done with all that, when most people would have retired, he returned to the Save the Redwoods League and became the executive director again in 1959. At the southern end of the parkway is a large meadow that often has elk and deer and other wildlife. I was lucky that afternoon a herd of bulls decided to honor us with their presence. On the western edge of the meadow is the Elk Prairie Campground, and the Prairie Creek Visitor Center is on the northern edge of the meadow. Davidson Trail is actually an old logging road between Elk Meadow Day Use Area and Elk Prairie Campground. It's interesting that 2/3 of the Redwoods State and National Parks are not ancient redwood forests. Davidson Trail, just like Strelo Trail, the single track that I rode earlier, takes you through dense Douglas fir forests that have grown back since the old-growth redwoods were logged in the 1960s. You can still see stumps of giant redwood trees here and there among the skinny, young, and definitely crowded second-growth Doug firs.
right. All right. That was awesome. That was pretty cool. A little bit of everything. And yeah, it was, I mean, the single track was fun. The gravel roads were great. The paved was spectacular. All the other people out on the road and hanging out in the campground with all the elk. That was great. I hope you enjoyed it, because if you can't tell, I sure did. All right. Well, I guess that wraps it up for this week's Two-Wheeled Wednesdays. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you're riding gravel. It doesn't matter whether you're riding single track. It doesn't matter whether you're on the road. It doesn't matter if you've got, you know, your little kids with you or your other members